So this is what you should use. The dark circle is almost gone. The sponge will absorb some of the product, gives me a more natural look. Hi beautiful, and welcome. In today's video you are going to see me going from these to these in just 5 minutes using a full face of drugstore makeup. We are doing a no makeup look with a bunch of affordable products, and I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of tips and tips on how to achieve a super natural glam that is perfect for school or work, or if you just want to go and run some errands. This is a look that will make your skin look like skin but better. So if you want to see me doing this super natural glam, make sure you keep on watching. Just so you know, this video might be a little bit longer than 5 minutes because I'm going to take time to explain step by step what I'm going to do. My face is prepped. I don't like to use primer when I do everyday like no makeup kind of look. When I just like spot conceal, I do not like to use primer. So I just like really take care of my skin, do my skincare routine, and just use a good moisturizer. So the first thing I like to do is correct my dark circles. I do have some like dark circles and they're not that bad, but I just like, you can clearly see that. So I like to correct that. If you don't have dark circles, good for you. You don't need to do this step. It's even quicker. And what I like to use to color correct is a peach toned salmon tone kind of corrector. If you have a darker complexion, you want to go with the more like orange kind of shade. So this is what you should use, a color correcting wheel. You should use this to guide you to know which color should you use to correct what. If I have like red spots, I should use green to correct red. Now if I have like blue purplish undertones, I should use orange and peachy kind of shades. And then if you have like purple tones, you should correct it with yellow. Like you can use this to guide you and see which colors. Now for my dark circles, they're kind of blue-ish, purple-ish. I like to use a salmon orangey kind of shade. So I like these correctors from NYX. This is like my favorite drugstore corrector. This is the NYX color correcting concealer, and as you guys can see, I don't touch the yellow or the purple. I just go really for the green and the peach right here. And today I'm going to just correct my dark circles. I'm going to use the peach tone. I'm going to use concealer for my pimples and spots because when it's a no makeup kind of look, I don't want it to be like too much. I just don't like to have many layers when I do a simple look, so I'm gonna go with just concealing my red spots. I like to apply it with the finger, but you can definitely use a brush. I just really like to use my finger when it comes to color correcting under my eyes. Press my finger into the product. I apply a little bit on each side, and then with the finger I just go and tap it in. I like to switch between fingers so the product gets like super well blended. Just like that, my under eye is like brighten. The dark circle is almost gone. It's time for concealer, and I'm gonna be using the Revolution Makeup Revolution London Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer and Contour. So when I do a no makeup, I don't use foundation, so I like to go heavier or like with a more full coverage concealer, so it will cover a bit more, but still not as much as foundation. This is in the shade C8, which is a more closer color to my skin tone. You don't want to go too light. You have to go with a color that will match your neck. You see, my face is a little bit lighter than the rest of my body, so I want to go with a little bit darker concealer. So I'm just gonna start and spot concealing. I'm going to apply it directly into the blemishes that I have and the under eye area. So you're just going to apply as much concealer you need. The less imperfections you have, the less concealer you're going to apply. Then I like to blend it with a sponge, and that's because the sponge will absorb some of the product, gives me a more natural look, but you can use a brush as well, or even your finger. And with what's left on the sponge, I like to go over my nose. And where I see like I need a little bit of extra coverage, I like to take the concealer into the back of my hand and go with my finger right over it. So it packs in more product, then blend it out. And as you can see, like you can still see the imperfections like peeking through, but they are way like more covered than before, and it gives you an illusion of like a better skin but still like looking natural, and that's exactly what I want. I don't want a full heavy face of foundation for this type of look. I want something very natural, that it looks like skin but better. Now next thing I like to do is a little bit of cream contour, cream bronzer. I don't like to use many powders for this type of look because it looks very heavy and cakey. I like to go with cream products because it looks way more natural. And this one I have right here, this is a favorite. It's been used a lot. This is the Call Me Maple contour from Wet n Wild. What I like to do is apply to the back of my hand like so, go in with the sponge, have a little bit on the sponge, and then apply directly into my skin. You see that? It gives a way more natural look. If you were to apply directly into your skin, it will look too heavy, and you can do that if you want a full glam. But if you want a more natural look like this, doing this really works. To go a little bit over my nose to give it some color, and if it's too crazy you can always go with the other sponge with the concealer and go over it. Then I always like to use blush, and either you use a cream blush or you can use lipstick. I'm going to use this lipstick both on my lips and as blush. I love this color, it's super close to my natural lip color, and it's a pretty shade to have as blush. So this is the NYX Chic lipstick, beautiful shade. And I do the same, I apply it to the back of my hand like so, and for this I go with the brush, pick up the product and apply it. A little bit of color. I like to go over my nose, and you want to apply right here so it lifts your face instead of like bringing it down. And then again, if it looks too crazy, just go over with the sponge of the concealer that you applied. And since we are here, I will already use it on my lips, so I like to apply a little bit like this. Looks like it's really strong, but I apply just to the bottom lip and spread it out, and then use my finger to blend it out. And grab a little paper and make it really natural. Like there is some color in there, but it looks like my lips, but with some like color. Looks really natural and pretty. Now the last thing I like to do on my face before we move into the eyes, it's apply a little bit of powder foundation or even a mattifying powder, just a thin layer. You don't need a lot because it will look cakey. And today I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Powder. This is in the shade Creamy Natural. I love this powder a lot. I'm going to use a super fluffy big brush, tap off the excess and just like press it in. A little bit more, tap off the excess, and I start right here and then go up like this. Now it's time for my brows and my eyes. I'm gonna start with the brows, and I like to first use a gel or something to hold them in place. I'm going to be using the Wow Brow from e.l.f. and this is in the shade Deep Brown. I like to use a gel that has some color because I don't like to go very heavy with the brow pencil afterwards. So just like bring them up. And then I like to go with a little bit of brow pencil. This is the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim in the shade, let me see if I find it, Deep Brown. So I just fill the gaps. That's all I do. I don't go very heavy with the brow pencil. I just like really fill in the gaps. Like on this area right here, I have some gaps, so I will just fill in those. I like to use like the spoolie to brush the product out so it fades a little bit and it looks more natural. So it's not a lot, it's just a little bit of like filling in those gaps so it looks really natural. And like look at the difference that makes. And these, like the brow hairs on this is so unruly, and then here is all like lifted. It does make such a difference. Just like to give my eyes a little bit of color, so I go with a little bit of like eyeshadow. I'm using this like Bite eyeshadow palette. This is just $3, just $3. I like this shade right here a lot, so I go with a little bit of that and just like bronze my eyes a bit. A little bit of eye contour, and it lifts your eyes a bit. It looks more contoured, but it doesn't look like it's a lot. For mascara, I'm going in with the Big Lash from Makeup Revolution. A little bit on my bottom lash, just a little bit. And I almost forget the setting primer. I like to use this because it will make everything last, and this is the Make It Last setting spray from Milani. And it's done. That's it. A 5-minute super natural glam with just drugstore products. It just looks so good. The skin compared with the before looks so much better, and with just like concealer, a little bit powder, a little bit bronzer and blush, and that's it. I really do this a lot. This is the look I do every time I want to go out and just cover a bit. I love a look like this. It's just so simple. It's look like me, just more awake, more ready, more like fancy. I just like feel much better in my own skin. Not that I don't like myself, I love myself, but you want to give it a little bit of life, a little bit of color, like a cute little glam touch. This is perfect for it. Really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoy how I explain things. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I'm really happy that you are here. Thank you so much if you are still watching, and I hope that this was helpful, and I see you guys on my next one. Bye bye.